Hey friends, welcome to the Creative Business Mindset. This is your backstage pass to the realities of turning your passion into profit. My name is Joke. I'll be your host. I'm a busy mom of 3, navigating the twists and turns of life and business. You'll get the good, the bad, and the glorious mess of starting afraid, the determination to keep going no matter what. Everyone knows you for that one thing. You know what I'm talking about. It's the thing that comes so naturally to you that you're happy to do it for free. That was me until I made 6 figures in my first year as a home stager. I've made so many mistakes so you don't have to. If this Nigerian girl can do it, you, my friend, can do it too. Let's go. Today, we're talking all things fashion meets AI. And to talk about this with me today, and it's also wrapped in resilience, starting from the scratch. And today I have a special guest. I call her Star Girl. She went from launching Facebook and Instagram shopping at Meta, working on the team that led that initiative, leading e-commerce at eBay, McDonald's, and Target. Like, that is a lot of big names. And now she's running her own startup, TAELOR. That's TAELOR, and I'll leave a link on the show notes. It is an AI-powered menswear rental subscription. I am so excited to welcome you to the show, Anya Cheng.
Hello. This is Anya from TAELOR.style. We use AI to pick clothes for busy men. So who says AI cannot do laundry? After picking the clothes, we also send people real clothes for them to rent. Like $100 per month, they can wear like 10 clothes per month, for example. So then AI also do your laundry. I help you Facebook, Instagram shopping, was head of product for eBay, for the e-commerce team and emerging market, Latin America, Africa, Asia. Help to build Target's office in Silicon Valley and help McDonald's run their food delivery business globally. I'm excited to share a little bit more about how we use AI to be the fashion stylist.
Awesome. What an intro. We're going to go back to the basics though, because I see you doing all these things. You started a startup, TAELOR, AI-powered fashion for men. I love it to be for women, so I keep saying women. I told her at the beginning, I said, I'm so jealous. Why are you doing this for men only? Well, we have a lot for women. You can never have enough fashion. Anyway, so let's go back to the beginning, because there's always what I call the story behind the glory, is where it all started from. I was fascinated just learning a little bit about you before this show and learning that you came into the US. You came for your master's, you spoke no word of English, and then you went on to do all of those things, leading initiatives at Meta, eBay, Target, McDonald's. How did that all come about? Take us through that journey.
Yeah. So I am originally from Taiwan. So I came to US 18 years ago, went to Northwestern University to get my master's degree in marketing. At that time, I actually made a creative decision because at that time, we have 3 departments in the degree. You can either choose to be in marketing analyst, which is all about data. You'll get job after schools, or you can go with branding, which is at that time like Ogilvy's, those big advertising agency, or PN. If you work with CPG company, the marketers are guaranteed to get a job. Most people, actually 90% of people pick these 2 teams. But I wasn't interested in either. I'm very interested in getting a job, but in my heart at the time was very interested in media. I started my career as a reporter. I love talking to different people, exploring different part of people's life. When I was age 20, I could already talk with mayors and business owners, but also the criminals and nonprofit, all kinds of different people. So I still decided to go with a creative option, which is go with a media route. When I graduated, it happened to be in 2008 when Lehman Brothers went bankruptcy, so there was no job anywhere. I will have to wait outside of different departments building because I wasn't even get into our own department's career fair because I didn't have a lot of marketing background. So I will wait outside the other schools' departments. As soon as a recruiter came out from like history schools or MBA schools or engineering school, I would deliver my resume and say, hey, I'm interested in your company. It wasn't working. People say, no, that's not good. Like they're looking for a job is a little bit more like probably like home staging people looking for clients. You need connections. You need realtors. You need to know people. But I didn't know anybody. I just came from Taiwan to the state. And I remember that time my English was so bad. One day there was a guy. He looked at me and asked me, are you seeing someone? I really didn't understand the English. So I turned around my head and looked behind. I didn't see anyone behind me. Are you seeing a ghost? So, one here. So.
Seeing someone, as in like dating someone, but you thought it meant still.
Yeah, but how do I know? I don't see anyone. So anyway, I didn't get any job in Chicago. One day I knocked on different schools' professors' door because people say networking is the key. So I knocked on the professor's door and said, can you introduce me a job? And one professor said, no, I don't know you. But tomorrow I'm going to hosting a speaking event. So there will be few speakers coming, which you can come. And then, by the way, we need more students, bring over your class. So then I went and I listened to the speech, which I have no understanding at all. But then after that, I talked to the speaker. Her name is Peggy. Peggy, amazing talk. I love the talk. I have no idea what she was talking about. So she put me into a job interview in her own company. It's a farmer's magazine, also a salon owners magazine. It's a trade publication for salon owners. I went and I interviewed for a marketing job. It was perfect. You need someone with media background, someone with a marketing background. I have both. Because I walk out of a building, I see the magazines on the wall with all the salon fashion stylists. I think this is my job. Few weeks went by, nobody followed up with me. I followed up with a recruiter. Her name is Lauren. I said, Lauren, and I'm following up. She said, stop calling me. I was laid off. Lauren, the recruiter of the company, was laid off herself.
Oh my gosh.
So I said, okay, since you have nothing to do, I want to grab a coffee. She said, okay. So we had a coffee. In the conversation, she told me a lot of secret about the company. She left the company already, right? She didn't care. So she told me who is decision maker, what's going on with the industry, what problem are they solving, what their clients are looking for. And she also told me one tip. She said, have you heard of bigger cities like New York and LA? Bigger cities have more jobs. So with the idea, I went on the trip and we started meeting with tons of 2,000 alumni from Northwestern University. I co-co-link each newspaper because I was interested in media company. I met with New York Times CEO, CNN of NBC, CNN, NBC, their VP, but nobody was hiring. So I even reached out to a conference asking for a press ticket, and I called back to a magazine in Taiwan and, hey, I'm going to cover this conference news for you for free. And of course, I got a press ticket for free. So then I went into a conference and met thousands of people, but never any job in the 2 months. So I went back to Chicago, ready to go home back to Taiwan. But before I went back, I realized that I have learned a lot during the process. So I put together a business plan for people when you want to do creative home staging or whatever business plan. This is the key. So how did I create a business plan? All it is, I took the information, I interviewed their readers. They are salon owners. I interviewed the advertiser. You open a magazine, they say advertising, call this number. So I call the advertiser. I sent to the recruiter who was let go from the company. She told me about secret of a company. I combined what I learned from ESPN through my information interview. So I put together a business plan. I recommend them to launch a new department to do marketing service. And then I told them that you will need someone who some experience to do so. Ideally, the person has a marketing degree, also some media company background, and ideally not very expensive, just out of school, and I know someone. So she asked me, do you want to be a contractor? My English were really bad. I didn't know what contractor mean. So I said yes. And I went home, I Googled contractor, and I didn't know why she want me to be a plumber. But here am I got a job, and from there worked for Target, eBay, McDonald's, and Meta, launching Facebook shopping. But when I was at Meta, I started leading large teams as a female leader, but I felt a little bit imposter syndrome. Like all this technology company, I came from a marketing backgrounds, and now I'm leading large technology teams. So I feel that I need to dress up so that no one knows that I'm freaking out every day. So I started using Stitch Fix, those subscription boxes, but you have to buy from every single shipment. And I didn't want to own that much stuff. Once you buy, you have to wear the same thing again and again. You have to do ironing and laundry. So I started renting more newly Rent the Runway. Those company, they all have like over 300,000 customers, but they all require me to pick. And I am not a like home staging professional or creative, really training person. So I don't know how to pick. So at that moment, I realized most of fashion companies seems to design a company for people who are into fashion, not for just want to get ready for the day and be successful. And that's why we start TAELOR using AI to pick clothes for people and allow people to rent the clothes. So then with a monthly fee like Netflix for outfit, no more shopping or laundry.
Oh my gosh, yes. Who says that AI cannot do your laundry? See what Aya did there? No shopping, no laundry. He picks out the perfect clothing for you. And first of all, the ways that you made a way for yourself and you made your own job, knocking on doors, calling people relentlessly. The hiring person had been fired. You called them. She was like, stop calling. You were like, you want to go for lunch? And then you went to lunch with that person and you started getting all the insider secret about that industry. And you use that to your leverage. You're attending meetings. You're meeting like CEOs of ESPN, ABC, and all that from knowing nobody, from coming from Taiwan, from not speaking no English. If this is not resilience, y'all, I don't know what is. And look at you now. You're like a founder, startup CEO, this tech babe that you're doing all the things. I am personally just in awe of you and all that you've done.
Thank you so much. For people who want to be a startup founder, it's just everyone will win differently. I'm not encouraging you to do the same way as I do, because all I was doing was just using my strengths, which is I was a reporter before. So waiting for people outside the building wasn't hard. I was a reporter before, so go interview and conference wasn't hard. Go calling people wasn't hard. But I'm sure you will have your superpower that I don't have, right? It might be you are really good, have really creative eyes and creative mind. Might be really good that you are just foresee the trend in the future. Might be really good that you have plenty of musician friends or home staging friends, where you know real estate agent who really know which market is growing, and then you can detect the business opportunity earlier than other. Whatever your superpower, I think it's important that you use your superpower, because when you are using your strengths, you are not afraid. And when you are not afraid, you are not giving up. And you are not giving up, then eventually practice of failure is practice for success. Eventually you will succeed.
I love that. And thank you for breaking it down and letting people understand that, yes, this was your strategy, but it was based on a strength and experience that you already had. You could go and wait outside buildings, stalking people without feeling any way about it. You can call people, but not everybody has that background. Not everybody has that strength. Not everybody has that strategy in their pocket. So the point is, everybody comes with something. Everybody has something in their back pockets that you can bring out when you need it, and just sit with it. Sit with yourself. Find out what it is. Because if you told me that I would be here speaking with people like a podcaster, there's something in me that's always been like sharing, helping people out with information, whatever I know to share, but I didn't know how to bring it out. But there are things that happen in our lives that bring out that thing in us. So we just need to be paying attention to it. If there is a will, there is always a way. That's what I'm going to say about that. So now, tell us about TAELOR AI. I know he came about from you being in the boardrooms and working with all these execs in the tech world and feeling like, oh, I'm amongst like men. I want to make them feel like I know what I'm doing. So I want to dress the part, and then you couldn't find what you need. That's another thing though. You took a problem that you had and you said other people must be having this problem. And then you created a solution and it became a business. And really, that is how businesses come about, from creating solutions to problems. And you also saw something in the industry of renting fashion. We have the Stitch Fix, we have the Rent the Runway, we have all of those things. but they do cater to people who are already like fashionable, because you have to go online and pick your own stuff. And that you also saw as a problem. This is a business that exists because I hear all the time say, well, somebody is already doing that, or there are many people doing that. Well, there's Coca-Cola, there's Pepsi, there are all kinds of things. And so you find your own uniqueness, your own unique way, and a different perspective, offering the same service, but in a different way using AI. That is another thing to think about when you think, oh, somebody's already doing it, or that there is always a missing piece that you can bring with your own personality, your own unique perspective, right? So let me ask you this. When you work with men, I'll bet, of course, AI is involved, so it makes it somewhat easy. But what made you think AI is the way to go to help them? Because I was listening to something you said about men not even knowing their own size, their own shoe size. So, what are the kinds of challenges that you encountered, or how did you do the research to find out how to specifically help men in the fashion space?
Yeah, what we found was that a lot of our customers, they are not just buying clothes, they are buying a chance to succeed. I think so for people who are, when you are building a brand, you should know that, for example, when you drink Coca-Cola, it's not about drinking a soda. It's about feel like excitement. When you are wearing Nike, it wasn't about just the shoes. It was just do it. Because if you are authentic athletics, then you should be able to just do it. So they give you confidence and feel winnings, right? Victory, right? That's what they give you. So the same thing for our customers. They are not here just buying clothes. They are actually buying a chance to succeed. They don't want to look good. They want to look good so then they can get a job, get a day, close a deal. They want to look good so then they save time, so then they can spend time, whatever they care. It could be family, could be a dating night, could be their career, or whatever they are passionate about, or their mission is. We found out that a lot of our customers are doing so, but then in order to achieve that, they need styling advice. They don't know what look good on them. And many times, most of them only be wearing 5 brands: Lululemon, Banana Republic, and Nike, and Uniqlo, and that's about it. So we asked them what color you like, and the only answer tend to be just blue. I like blue. What we found was that they really need help on styling advice. But we also look back on the company who failed before. Most of them because they have been using human stylists, and you have to hire one person at a time, one by one. So I'm sure the same thing on home staging. If you only solely rely on the home staging person without any technology, will be really hard because you have to browsing thousands of catalogs of furnitures and lightings, and right. So you do need a human, but also needs technology to support. And that's how we found the same thing. We work with over 300 brands, have 20,000 garments, and our customer have a lot of information, lots of attributes. And so in order to do so, the only thing can work well will be using AI. Our AI know customers' preference. We get the information from customers, such as they upload a picture, they heart something like dislike. They tell us their purpose, which is their goal, what's emotion, why they want to dress up, to stand out, to fit in, to look more mature, to younger, to for getting a date night or getting a job, whatever they care. 2 weeks ago, we have a customer. They specifically say, I want the clothes that I can win in the court. I just got divorced. I'm fighting for my children. Literally, this was his request. I want an outfit to win at court. So that's how we deliver for them. And of course, at the end of the day, it will be on him to say the right thing and do the right thing. But at least we take something off his plate that he know, at least he dressed the part. And also from there, that we also help people push out of comfort zone a bit, because then with renting, you're not buying anything. You can, but you don't have to. So just like your Netflix show, if you go buy a DVD, you probably have to think, oh, this Home Alone, I watched 5 times and in the next 2 years, and that's why it makes sense for me to buy. But when you watch a Netflix show, you don't do a lot of research. You watch for 10 seconds and you don't like it, move on, right? The same thing for renting. Like I'm wearing, you guys listening cannot see me, but I'm wearing something really funky. I would never buy this dress, but for getting on show for one day, Why not? It seems really interesting. I'm wearing a earring that I rent. It's actually a bird, like the bird's shape. It's so weird that I will never buy it. But it makes sense to renting for one day to be fun to be on the creative show, right? So I think we also help them through renting. There's no commitment. And so then they can also expand out of their comfort zone.
That is all, so amazing the way you describe how you help your clients. Because people are not buying things, they're buying the experience and the results that it's going to bring to them. Who knew that somebody could walk into your online portal and be like, I want to win in court? That is your goal for picking an outfit. You're not talking to a lawyer. You're not talking to like any professional expert. You're just talking to AI like, I want clothes that will make me feel like I can win. It's all about the feeling at the end of the day. I love that so much. I keep saying this, the way that we used to sell and buy is so different from how we do it now. You can't just hoodwink people. You can't just dangle a carrot in front of their faces. People are so aware. They're so self-aware of what they want out of something. And everything is so personalized that you have to go beyond just the thing that you have to sell and go to how can I help this person achieve their goals, right? And if we tie it back to that, there's greater success that I could have you here forever. And now I want to talk about, I can imagine having a major startup such as this. Congratulations, by the way. How long has TAELOR been around? When did you launch? And what are the startup challenges that you experienced starting? And how did you overcome them?
Yeah, I think so. One of the biggest challenges of being startup founders is really to believe in yourself. I give you an example. When I started a company, we went on startup competitions. I found 40 more judges to do practice. So when I did the mock interview practice pitch, after 42 times, my pitch was perfect. So I started a competition. After my pitch, the judge asked me a question. I couldn't answer the question. Why? Because all in my head, I was thinking, oh, wow, this question, I heard it from the judge practice number 37, and I put the answer in appendix number 2, and the answer was what? I didn't believe that I could answer the question. Even though I have 15 years of experience before at Meta, eBay, Target, the large teams, I still feel like I am a new startup founder. I know nothing. I never found a company. I built 0 to 1 for Facebook, Instagram shopping. I built emerging market for Latin America, Africa, Asia for eBay. I built tech office for Target, but they are different. I'm a first-time startup founder. So I didn't believe that I could answer the question. Of course, I lost. It was $100,000 cash we lost in the final. And when I went home and watched the competition, I totally understand and know the answer. I just couldn't believe that I could answer. Sometimes when you were a student, you were doing open book exam. So when you see the question, you actually didn't think about if you can answer the question. You go back and you start looking at all of your notes and browsing through textbooks. And the quiz time's up and you realize you haven't written down anything. And in fact, when you go home, you sit down, you take a step back, you cool down, you look at the question. Of course, you know the answer. You're just not in the moment. You didn't believe you can. So I think that is really important because in startup, like it's different from big tech company. And when I work for startup, we even to convince interns say, hey, please join us versus going to work for Google, right? So every day you are selling, every day you feel like you are small. But believe me, no one knows better than you for your own business. You think about that all day long, 24/7. You have that experience in the last 5-10 years or more. So you actually are the expert and definitely you know better than anyone else. So trust yourself, go with it, listen to your customer, then you can build a successful business.
Wow. Just trusting yourself and where you're coming from and all the experiences you carry, because we all carry so much that we don't even give ourselves credit enough for. And in the moment where you really, really needed it, you just you froze, even though you had this answer and you knew it. And then you go home and you're like, oh, duh, of course I knew that. That is interesting. And I'm sure that everyone listening to this has in some way felt that at some point. And I'm hoping that this will be your reminder next time you find yourself in that spot, like, you got this. Your experience counts, where you're coming from. So, apart from that mindset of believing in yourself, what else, if you were to give somebody a tool to go away with, somebody who is thinking of starting something new, maybe a startup, maybe even a new job, what would be the one tool that you will say, this is something that you should keep in your back pocket for success?
I think the one, two, and most important question is really, what problem are you solving? So if you think about this, like TAELOR is in the menswear rental space. So a lot of people say, oh, you are similar to the company in a women's rental space that make 500 million revenue, or like Amore, the Runway, they are all women's rental company. It's only one word different, menswear and women's wear. You are doing the same thing, but just for men. Is that right? No. The reason being is that what problem are women's rentals company are solving? They are solving the problem that women don't want to wear the same thing again and again. They want to wear different things. So they are renting because they don't want to wear the same thing. Tomorrow I never wear this funky dress anymore, right? But in a men's wear space, the problem we are solving are for busy men who need to look good, to dress up, have one more chance to succeed, but no need to think about fashion. No need to do laundry, no need to do shopping, no need to browsing. If they are traveling, they change your address to, say, New York, and then they ship the package to New York. They go on a business vacation for a whole week. They wear that. After that, return the clothes in the return prepaid envelope. So they go home without doing any laundry, no more dirty clothes home. So in our model, we solve the problem that men need to look good, but they don't want to think about it, and they don't want to spend time much on it without hassle. So most of our customers, for example, after renting clothes, they also buy the clothes because for them, they use this like try before you buy. While in a woman's model, they don't even buy the clothes because then we have to wear it again tomorrow. So fundamentally sounds the same, but totally different business because the problem we are solving is different. The financial business model is different. And of course, the user experience is different because I need to use AI to pick clothes for our customer. Our customers don't want to pick. While some women don't like to pick, a lot of women like enjoy the browsing experience. Whoa, this is fun. Look at all of the
Yeah.
right? And I send it to my girlfriend, like, what do you think? Take a look at this, right? So I think the fundamentally is different. So really deeply understand what problem you are solving. For example, the same thing when you are doing home staging. It's not about looking good or not. It's about can you sell the house? Right? It's about I'm staging this way so that this room looks bigger. I'm staging it way so that this room looks brighter. Right? It's not about looking good only. It's about the goal behind. Right? Or in some cases, I'm staging this so that people will notice they actually do have a really tiny bathroom. Right? So it's all about the insight behind. That's what really matters, which is a problem that you are solving.
Yes, it's all about solving problems and focusing on what it is. Like you said, men's fashion totally different and the goal totally different. And you honed in on that. Before I let you go, one fun question. Where do you see TAELOR in the next 5 years? And where do you see Anya?
I think so. We see TAELOR ultimately become busy men's one-stop shop. We are like their concierge service, their fairy godmother, but also like their butler, their black card executive assistant. We see that we are not only for fashion, we are also their one-stop shop. For example, our customer asks us where to buy shoes, accessories, where to get their haircuts, what jewelry to buy, because they say, hey, you get my dating outfit ready. Where's my dating flower and dating jewelries? We see ourselves become a one-stop shop for busy men. When they know how to buy, they go on Amazon. When they're not sure how to buy, they come to TAELOR. We also see ourselves play an important role in sustainability. Today, 30% of clothes go directly from factory to landfill, generating 10% of carbon emissions, 20% of polluted water. Fashion is one of the most polluted industry in the world. So instead of burning those inventories, say you are an amazing brand in Italy, in Ghana, in Taiwan, in Japan, in Singapore, whatever area you are an amazing brand, today instead of burning your unsold inventory, I can help you to enter the US market. You rent out your clothes to the white-collar busy men in the US, and they give feedback. And those data will help you to do better next year. So then you will have less inventory over time. And that's how we're truly helping on the sustainability. So we see ourselves also become a very strong partner of fashion brand globally to help solve the inventory issue. As for myself, I'm personally very passionate for helping people to achieve their goal. And that's why I started a company. I launched 2 books. I have 4 online courses. I teach at Northwestern University. I personally actually never get certified for coaching, even though every week people reach out to me, get a consultation or coaching for free. So I think over time, one day I'll definitely getting a coaching licensing or something to help more people through psychology, behavioral science, and more.
Nice. You have already done a lot and you're still doing so much. I will be following your story and your journey because it is just fascinating. I'm sure people are coming away with so much from this episode, starting from not being able to speak English, leading teams at Meta, at Target, and all the big companies, and starting your own AI fashion business. The sky is the limit, my friend, and I wish you every success. And yeah, let's stay in touch. I have really enjoyed speaking with you. So thanks for coming on the show.
For people who want to give it a try for the service, so there may be holidays coming, the best gift is time, and also best gift is giving people confidence. So go on TAELOR.style, that's TAELOR.STYLE, TAELOR.style. Use code podcast25 to get 25% off first month, or podcast gift to get 10% off gift card. Reach out to us, and my email is Anya@taelor.ai. That's ANYA@TAELOR.ai.
I never even knew that extension existed until today. So this is our tech babe. And I will leave all of that information in the show notes. People can easily follow, find, and work with you and go get the men in your lives. We all know that they need it. Go get them a TAELOR gift card or subscription or something to help them out. All right. And that is all from me today. And it's a wrap. You've been listening to the Creative Business Mindset podcast. Remember to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you for listening and keep doing all the things. Until next time.